Good morning. This is Mike Berkley, the founder and director of the Berkley Center for Reproductive Wellness here in New York City, Midtown East. We're the first acupuncture group in the United States to specialize in the treatment of those faced with fertility challenges. So I have a couple of questions for you today, and then I'll be happy to also give you some information. So how many of you want to get pregnant but heretofore have not succeeded? How many of you have done multiple intrauterine inseminations with negative outcomes? How many of you have done multiple in vitro fertilization with embryo transfers, even with negatively PGD'd embryos? In other words, embryos that were tested for chromosomal abnormalities and came out to be euploidic or chromosomally normal embryos, and those were transferred and you still didn't get pregnant. So I believe in the East meets West in reproductive medicine approach. However, I would like to kind of take you through the journey of what happens in the world of reproductive medicine. When you see a reproductive endocrinologist, you're given a type of medicine called gonadotropins that stimulate the development of your follicles. Within those follicles are eggs. Those eggs are retrieved, inseminated with sperm, cultured into embryos. Perhaps they're PGD'd, and then they're transferred back into the uterine cavity, and then everybody crosses their fingers and hopes for the best. And about 50% of the time, even with the transfer of euploidic embryos, that is to say, chromosomally normal embryos, pregnancy does not occur, or perhaps a chemical pregnancy will occur. Why, I ask you, is this the case? Well, there are multifactorial reasons. Number one, there may be more to egg quality, or embryo quality, if you will, than simply having a chromosomally normal embryo. And number two, for the last 30 to 40 years, doctors have been focusing on egg quality as a reason for successful outcomes or lack thereof. And what new research is showing is that this is not completely the story. The other part of the story is that the endometrium itself is in large part responsible for a pregnancy and an ongoing pregnancy with a subsequent live birth. So I have another question for you. What is your reproductive endocrinologist doing to ensure, or to at least facilitate or improve your egg quality and or lining quality to help up the odds? What's the new big thing? PGDing an embryo. Oh, it's normal. It's chromosomally normal. You have a 10 millimeter trilaminar lining. I'm very hopeful for a great outcome. But 10 days to 2 weeks later, you have a negative pregnancy result. So what I'm here to tell you is, after being in practice for 23 years and doing studies of all the research, or much of the research, for the past 15 years, I concur that the endometrium itself is in large part responsible for the success or failure of pregnancy outcomes. And what I'd like to say is that here at the Berkley Center for Reproductive Wellness, we don't do IVFs. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a reproductive endocrinologist. I'm an acupuncturist and an herbalist with a specialization in the treatment of infertility. So what I'm suggesting is that you consider not only the mechanical process involved in IUI or IVF, which is stimulate eggs, retrieve, fertilize, develop an embryo, and transfer, but also think about how to improve the outcomes by improving the egg quality and the lining quality. And so that's something that we can frequently offer you. And why do I say frequently? Because my name is Mike. It's not God. So I can't say that I can help every single patient to get pregnant, but I can say that I have helped thousands to get pregnant where they have not been successful before my intervention. And so I would implore you to consider not only doing the mechanical piece, which is the IUI or the IVF, but including the quality piece, which is improving the egg quality and the lining quality. Let me give you a quote from Jacobs and Balin, two reproductive endocrinologists who have done a lot of research on reproductive medicine. Here's the quote, and then I'll translate it. Endometrial morphology is not analogous to intraendometrial vascularization. So what that means is that just because you have a 10 millimeter trilaminar lining doesn't mean that you have a good lining at all. And any honest reproductive endocrinologist can do nothing but agree with me. So if you'd like further information, or even better, if you'd like to further your chances of having successful outcomes, call today and schedule your consult with me by calling 212-685-0985. And obviously, we invite you to rigorously pursue the viewing of our website, gather as much information as you can before you come in, so you can come in with a whole list of questions for me. The website is berkleycenter.com. That's BerkleyCenter.com. You should also know that we have many patients from most of the major reproductive medicine clinics in New York City, which include RMA, NYU, the Scher Institute for Reproductive Medicine, Shady Grove, CCRM, the Center for Human Reproduction, New Hope Fertility, and many, many countless others. So you'll be in very good hands with us. Your reproductive endocrinologist undoubtedly knows who I am, and whether he or she does or does not is really irrelevant as long as you know who I am. So you're invited to come in and significantly have an opportunity to improve your fertility outcome. I look forward to speaking with you, and mostly I look forward to treating you and to helping you transform your journey from patient into parent. Thank you so much for watching. Have a beautiful day.